Assalamualaikum everyone, and welcome to the first session of #askalizakim. Thank you so much for being here with me, and thank you for all the questions that you sent in. I have, I think, 3 categories now. I have one category that is about myself, my opinions, my thoughts. I have another category about Islamic questions, and a third category which is about general topics. So I think what I'm going to do today, since it's the first session, is that I'm going to do a quick fire round of answers to questions about myself, who am I, this kind of thing. And then I'm going to answer one of the questions from the other categories. Okay, let's go.
I'm American Thai. My home in America is in Boston. My home in Thailand is in Bangkok, but right now I call Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia home. My educational background is I have a double degree in sociology and economics, a master's degree in business administration and marketing. I hold a basic diploma in Islamic studies and am a candidate for the advanced diploma. I also have an ijaza in the Shamil Rasulullah. You really want to know my age, but I'm not going to tell you. My favorite food is Thai food, Japanese food, and I love ice cream. My favorite colors are navy blue and anything pastel, and I think my time is up. Okay, we're back. Now, the question that I've chosen for today, it comes from a connection on LinkedIn, and she asked me, what is one lesson that you learned from 2020? And immediately I was like, what, one lesson? There were so many lessons learned in 2020, right? But maybe I'll just share maybe 3 or 4 of the highlights of things that I learned. Yeah. So the first one I learned is that nothing is permanent. Anything can change. The only thing that is permanent is God. Yeah, anything can change. Things can change overnight. And the things that you thought were so stable, they're not. You know, you think that you have a stable job. It wasn't. So many people lost their jobs, right? You think that you're always going to have food on the table. No, look at the supermarkets. They were closed. There was food shortages. Crazy, right? You think that you have all these rights, right? The right to step out of your house. Even that wasn't permanent. So yeah, realizing that nothing is permanent and anything can change at any time really made me take a look at myself. Yeah, 2 words I think really came into my vocabulary during that time with that realization. The first one is gratitude, being thankful for everything that you still have. And number 2, being resilient, realizing that you have skills, you have things in you that you can use to be resilient, to keep on going, to keep on fighting. Yeah, so that was the first one. Nothing is permanent. Second one, I learned just how connected we are. You know, when COVID-19 really hit in the beginning, it was slow, but then after that, did you see how fast it was spreading? Do you realize like the person to person, nation to nation spread was like, it was like wildfire, right? So I realized just how connected we are as humans. And not even that, I mean, you look at the supply chain of food. You know, because food is shifted around the world, right? Some countries, you know, they grow vegetables. Other countries, they have livestock. Other countries, they have grains, right? So these things are always like moving in the world market, right? And then all of that like came to a halt. And it was so obvious just how connected we are, even in that way. Crazy. It's just so... It got me to think, you know, if we're so connected and we're so fragile, we're, you know, so in tune with each other and all these interdependencies are always, you know, hovering around us, why the heck are we fighting? Why are there wars? Why are there, you know, political fights and all these kinds of things, you know? Why are we fighting? We're so connected and we need each other so much. Stop it. Just stop it. You know? So that was the second thing I learned. The third thing I learned was that what was it? Oh, the third thing I learned was that we need to reprioritize. Or I felt like God was telling us that you guys are messing up. You know, you're messing up. You all are messing up. You all are messing up. You know, you don't have your priorities right. Okay, let me give you an example. Think about a person that goes to work. Right? You leave your house at like 8 something. You get to the office at maybe like 9 something. You stay there until 5. You get home at maybe 6. Then you have a little bit of me time, you chit chat with the family, then you have dinner. After dinner, what? The kids go and do homework, your spouse might be doing, you know, chores or other things. And then maybe, when it's bedtime, you say goodnight again. So total, maybe that's 2 hours, 2 hours that you spend with your family, maximum 3 hours, okay? 3 hours. All that other time is spent with other people, whether it's yourself, your boss, your colleagues, your friends, your phone, so many other things aside from your family. But then when we were in lockdown, guess what? You are stuck with your family members and you come to the realization that you don't know how to live with these people. You don't know how to stay in the same room with your children for more than 2 hours. You don't know how to stay in the same room with your spouse for more than 4 or 5 hours. You realize that you thought that you were prioritizing your family, but you sure weren't. And now you have to learn how to live with them and prioritize them for real. So yeah, prioritization was the third one. And then the fourth thing that I learned was that this is hitting home because I wouldn't be in front of you right now if I didn't have this lesson, is that now is the time to do what you love. Job isn't secure, food isn't secure. What is secure except for your passion? Do what you love. Make your passion, your happiness into something that you can make a living from. You know, if you're not doing what you love, what are you going to do? You got nothing to lose right now. So if you're someone with big dreams or any kind of dream at all, and you're stuck right now, it's now or never, baby. Just start doing it. You know, if you've ever, like me, if you've ever wanted to do videos on YouTube or social media, go and pick up your phone and start doing it. If you've ever wanted to change your job, heck, now is the time to do it. You know, now is the time. Now is the time to do it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, right? Okay, so I know I said I have 4 highlights, but actually I have one more. I have one more lesson to share with you, and it's probably the most important one. The last lesson that I want to share with you that I learned in 2020 is that I really learned to submit myself to this word tawakkul. Now, if you don't know what the word tawakkul means, it actually means to rely completely on God. As a Muslim, I believe that everything comes from God. My life belongs to God. Everything I have, everything I will have is a blessing from Him. My whole life has been planned out by Him. So there's really nowhere else that I need to turn except for to Him in prayer, right? So, but especially in 2020, you know, where we couldn't really turn to anyone. We couldn't turn to people. We couldn't really turn to our governments to do much. So yeah. It was God, you know, it's always been God who has been there as this pillar of strength. So I turned to Him in prayer, lots of prayer, not only for strength, but, you know, to make sure that there's always food on the table. There's enough funds to buy the necessities, that I be surrounded by good people during the hard times, and also that I had opportunities to help others in charity or in volunteerism. And alhamdulillah, I was able to do all of that. And I thought that was the most beautiful experience. Despite so much turmoil and so much suffering, I still found beauty in it. And I still found that I grew within those hard times. Okay, so those are the 5 things that I learned in 2020. I would love to know what you've learned. So please put that down in the comments section below. And of course, if you like this video, please don't forget to share and also either subscribe or follow on my social media and YouTube channel. And I'll see you in the next session of #askalizakim. Bye-bye.